So today I'm going to have a conversation and I was actually excited about. Sometimes you're meeting someone and you feel this funny thing and I felt like dressing up a little bit. I mean, right now it's like Amsterdam Friday night and I was really cozy. I'm going to be honest with you. I was in my jogging, like my hair was in a big knot on my just on top of my head. And I was very cozy. The heater was on 23, 24. And then all of a sudden, like 15 minutes before, I started to prepare, feeling into my guest. And I got so warm and I needed to have a shower. And all of a sudden, I needed all this action. I'm like, ooh. So I showered, I put something glittery on. I'm like, this woman deserves my best. And yeah, that's what I felt. And I want to start with something special. So before I'm even going to share a name or say a lot about her, I'm going to do it in a different way today. So there it comes. Maybe I need my glasses for right here. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, that's better. In a world of clicks and dazzling sales, Cassie dances where ambition prevails. With love in her heart and a sharp, bold flair, she builds her empire with infinite care. Products flow like rivers of gold, each one a story, vibrant and bold. She's the queen of sales with a cheeky grin, inviting us all to the magic within. Authenticity shines, her signature style, with playful sharpness and grace all the while. Be you, she says, no mask, no shame. Own your desires, light your flame. Through grace and grit, she carved her throne, a powerhouse goddess, all her own. With love as her guide and a fearless glow, Cassie leads us where our wild hearts grow. My guest of today, Cassie Howard, all the way from Canada. Warm
Oh
welcome.
my God. I've never teared up at an intro before. That was so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. That's what I felt. It just came.
Mm,
Mm.
I'm so happy that I get to be here.
I'm so happy that you said yes to my invitation.
Yes.
Because my audience, my listeners, they know it's my intuition. I just feel someone and I feel that the world needs to hear you and my audience needs to get to know you. So that's what we're gonna do today. And I have some questions prepared because I'm curious. Um, but I also just want us to get to know each other more and more and more. So I something I want to share, I want to ask you, just to start with a bang. What is something a lot of people do not know about you?
What a lot of people don't know until they are in my world in some kind of close proximity way. So my private clients, mastermind clients will know this is, and this was told to me by a client years ago, and now I see that this is my truth, is that on the outside, when you look at me on social media, there's this presence of someone who is very bold and loud and in your face. And so I've had people tell me before, you look like you're like, I'm a little bit scared of you. Like I'm going to piss you off if I say the wrong thing. But when people get to know me in that intimate way, they're like, you are just full of goo. You are like a teddy bear full of goo. And a lot of people don't know that. It's like I have this online persona, I guess, that's more strong, forward facing, but then behind the scenes, of course, I'm still strong and bold behind the scenes, but there's that openness that I share with people that you don't typically see just on the internet.
Wow, that's beautiful. I what I felt with you is a sweetness, genuine and open indeed.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And something I felt, and I have the feeling that you can see people in their value. You're not so judgmental. You just see everyone as equal, and you're in touch with their highest self. That's what I feel with you. Is that correct?
Very true. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I felt. Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
You were always like that, or is it something happened over the years, or you were born like that?
Yeah, I've always been like that. Always.
That's a beautiful quality.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm grateful that I have that.
And is it something your parents were like that and your grandparents, or you were just super gifted?
You know what? Actually, I was going to say nobody in my family is really like that, but my grandmother was actually like that. She was very non-judgmental, whereas everyone else in my family was very judgmental. So I must have picked it up from her.
That is, I mean, let's be honest, there are not so many people who are not judgmental. I mean, I
It's
think you
very
can
true.
not even count them on one hand.
It's true. Yeah.
It's true, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the most of us are like struggling and working to bring love there. I mean, you know what, being judgmental is also being super perfectionistic. Like you just want
Yeah.
to be, it's never good enough.
Yeah.
That's when
Exactly.
you become judgmental because that's what you're projecting on the other person as well.
Yes. 100%.
But you are amazing in your job.
Thank you.
I mean, you're successful, things are flowing, you have your clients.
Yeah. I think it really, that non-judgmental piece really comes into play there, but then it's also, I see, I see something in people where it's like you have what it takes. And I think this is where like that badass persona that I have comes in because I can be a bit like tough love. If I need to give you tough love, I will, but it's only because I see the magic in you. And it makes me so sad when people have that inside of them and they don't access it and use it for good.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And that's beautiful. I mean, I think that's the only way to be a good coach or a good mentor if you're able to give tough love. Because if you're only speaking on their path and to their mouth, they're
Yeah.
not really growing. No, there's not really an opportunity to break to something and to level up.
Yeah, and I've told my clients before, like there's going to be days that you're so happy that we're connected and you're so thankful for me. And then there's going to be days where you wish you never met me because I'm like just giving it to you straight. But I really believe that we need that. Like we need the tough love sometimes.
I always said, well, I told my parents lately, I told my father that I'm grateful that they gave me tough love and me and my brother because
Yeah,
I know that it brought us to such a good place. And I didn't like it at that time
of course.
because everyone was allowed. I mean, there were 15, 16 years old. We were like the girls around me, and everyone was allowed to go on a holiday by themselves to Spain or to some sexy destination. I was the only one who was not allowed to join from their parents. And it took me a long time, but eventually I was grateful that they were giving me tough love because they knew what was good for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I am with my kids too. And they really do not like it, nor do they understand. I'm like, one day you'll thank me, I promise.
How old are they? You have two?
I have two. Yeah. So my son is 15
Wow.
and my daughter is 12.
That's amazing. That's so
Yeah.
beautiful. Wow. And I love that you give your clients tough love. I would love to have someone managing me and giving me tough love because and not a lot of mentors or coaches or people dare to do that, especially not with strong personalities like us.
Yeah.
Like you said in the beginning, people see you as bold. I have to say, people see me as you know it all, you have it all, you're this success, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But the real ones who can, see through you and give you exactly what you need, there are not so many of them.
Yes, this is true. And that's kind of how I experienced mentorship as well. My very first mentor, it's like everything that she would say to me made me feel good. And after a while, I realized I don't want that. Like, there's no growth. If I'm always feeling there's no growth there. Like, I want someone to tell me like it is. Like, give it to me straight. If that means that you make me feel good one day, I'll love that. But if there's a day where it's like, Cassie, I need to call you out on your BS, like you're doing this thing that's holding you back, like I want that. So I had to go through a few mentors until I found the mentor who would just give it to me the way I needed it.
Amazing. Amazing. And I want to open up something with you, and it's two things basically. I mean, finding that good mentor is often with a high investment. What is your opinion on that?
On the investment piece,
Yeah.
yeah. So do I think that that's the case, that it comes at a high investment? Not necessarily, but I have found that for me personally, the more I have invested, the different level of mentorship I've received. So because I want that higher level mentorship, yes, it comes with a high price tag, but it's, to me, I see it as, it's like buying groceries. Like, I have to do it to live. Like, I have, not that it's like that serious, but I need to have mentorship at that level or I'm not going to grow. And I am dedicated to growth. So whatever the price is, that's what I pay.
Yeah, exactly. So basically you say like there is someone for every level.
For sure. 100%. Yeah. You don't need to be spending, six figures or multiple six figures on a mentor at all.
No, but if that's the person who's gonna support you to go to the next level, like if you need
Yeah.
Tony Robbins for 1 hour, because I mean, that's the level you
Yeah.
are, and that investment is gonna bring you to the next level, and that's where you want to go, you pay it.
That's the price. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The price is the price. It's like, do you want the experience and the outcome from that experience or not? It's okay if you don't, but if you want it, that's the price.
Yeah, exactly. It's I always compare it with, you can go shopping, you go to the Zara and it really fulfills you and satisfies you and it makes you happy and that's exactly what you need and it fits your budget. And then there will be another level, maybe if you like it. Well, I tend to like it. And you go to Prada or you go to Louis Vuitton and that fills up your heart and Zara is not filling
Yeah.
your heart anymore.
Yeah. And they're both valuable. They're both very valuable. It's just for different people at different places.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. And something I also run into lately is the quality of people out there.
Mm.
And how would you, if someone is listening, you're like, okay, this is beautiful, and it's. I mean, I like to surround myself with people who where I can learn from, and I'm also a projector, so I need people around me because that makes
Yeah.
me going, and I love to have together people around me who are in places I love to go.
Yeah.
And and it's not only a mentor or coach. I have a massage therapist where I go already like for 7 years, and I go every week when I'm in the country.
Love it.
I have a personal trainer. I have a person for everything. It's like a whole team around me.
Yeah.
It's I like it because I like to learn, I like to grow, I like to evolve, and it gives me energy.
Yeah.
But what I also see, and I would love to hear your opinion on that, there are also a lot of people out there who are, how do you find the right one? Let me just put it in a little bit more positive. How do you find the right
Yeah.
one and one who is really um, keeping their words? Like, they are what they promise. They are what they're bringing out. They are, I mean, there is so much.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many options for so many things.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the only way to find the right one is to go through the wrong ones. Like, you won't know what you don't want until you experience what you don't want. So like, and that goes for anything. Like, I have a similar relationship with a mechanic for my cars. And I had terrible mechanics that would just take advantage of me because I'm female, obviously. So, and I started to catch on. And so I would go to other mechanics. And then eventually I found one that I trust, that I've been going to him now, I think for like 9 years. Like it's the relationship is there. I don't care what his prices are. He could triple his prices tomorrow. I'm paying it. Like that is my person. And it goes for everything in life. Like we have the same thing with our landscaper at our house, like everything, not just business related. You find your people through going through the wrong people.
Yeah, exactly. Did you run into wrong people a lot, or do you have this sensor and you can feel, or is it trial and error? Do you have the tree on your profile?
No, 4 6.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no. So I am a lot better at it. Now I can read energy a lot more and I can usually tell when something feels off with a person. Not always, but a lot of the time I can. But before I had no idea. So I had to just trust my gut and go for it. And if I was wrong, I was wrong. And then I would just move on. But that was the thing for me is as soon as I realized this is the wrong fit, immediately I went somewhere else. I didn't wait and go, oh, well, I guess I just have to suck it up. I immediately left and went somewhere else.
Yeah, but I think that's the best way to go. No, take the
Me too.
decision, take the loss or whatever is going on there and move on.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to go around because we're all facing it.
Yeah.
I mean, for a while I would think like no, I only want the good stuff and the positivity and the good events and the amazing love stories, but it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. And how do we know that those things are good anyway, unless we go through the crap? Like we have to. It sucks, but we have to.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. You have as many of beauty as you have the other side of the coin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And on a little more personal note, what is I mean, your business is thriving, you're doing well. You've been around for more than a decade. What is it, 20 years?
I've been online for over 20 years, but in the coaching industry for it'll be 10 years in February.
Wow. And you're still liking it? You're still having a good time?
Love it. I think I love it more now than day one. So that's a good thing.
And what is it? What do you love about it? What is online and coaching? I mean, maybe you can have a look at them like separately.
Yeah, so with the business model itself and that piece, what I love is that I get to innovate all the time. So as I'm growing as a person, the business grows with me. It's not this is your job, you clock in, you clock out. Like I like that it's different all the time and that I'm always, innovating and doing different things. And the coaching side with my clients is really being able to see transformation. Like see them from when we first start working together to the end of our time together and seeing how much they've evolved in that time. There is nothing in my life that is greater than that experience, that feeling.
Wow. Wow. So this is like 100% your passion, your mission.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. I finally found it. Finally, after I've had so many different businesses. And after a certain number of years, I started to get bored. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I have never had that feeling with this business ever.
And you loved it the whole 10 years, or is it just like the last years?
Well, I loved it the whole way through, but it was a pain in the ass for the first few years. Definitely. It was a struggle in the beginning. It was really hard in the beginning. And I've had very 10, 20 different times where I was like, I think I want to burn it all to the ground. But that was just because I was overwhelmed. I was feeling, anxious with certain things like as I was growing. But that love was always there. It was always there from day one. That love of the work and that transformation that I knew was on the other side of it, not just for me, but for all of the women that I was going to be working with. And that was the main difference, I think, between this and all the other businesses that I've had is the other businesses, it was just me. It was me and then a product or something that I was selling. But now it's not just me, it's me and you and us and everyone. So there's a bigger impact there.
Yeah. And you can see that you're making a change. It's like, this ripple effect we always speak about.
Yeah.
See that something is going on. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm addicted to the ripple effect.
Yeah, I can I can imagine. But it's
Yeah.
quite a privilege to be so passionate about what you're doing. I mean, so many women, and you know that for sure, clients who are coming up to you, like they don't know what's their purpose, how to make money, what makes them happy. And then they do it for a little while and then they get bored or it doesn't work out. I mean, more women are struggling than having success.
Yes. Yes, it's true.
I mean, something is changing. I mean, I see, more and more women dare to show themselves and going for it and going
Yeah.
swim against the current. But still, it is not easy to step up and okay, I'm gonna follow my heart, whatever it is. Maybe I have to change tomorrow.
Mhm.
What made you so brave and courageous to keep on going?
I think that at the beginning, it was the fact that I knew that this was not just about me. Like it wasn't, if it was just about me, I would have quit a long time ago because I wouldn't have been able to handle it. But knowing that all the difficult things that I have to go through, there's going to be something good on the other side of it for me and for everyone who is in proximity to me in some way. Like there's value for everyone, not just me. But the other part of it that I find is knowing that anything that's difficult, anything that is scary, anything that I have to overcome, which is going to happen all throughout life as an entrepreneur, is going to have an impact that's greater than not even just me and my audience, but beyond that. Because when I impact a client, that client's whole life is impacted, which means their family, their friends, their loved ones, and then it's their family, their friends, their love. And so it's a massive ripple effect. It's not just my audience and me. It's my audience and me and their audience and their audience and their audience and their audience and so on.
Yeah. Yeah, you're really making an impact. And you can
Yeah. And
see it happening in front of you, no?
yes, exactly. And like sometimes the transformation takes time and you don't see the benefit of the work that you do right away. And other times I'll say something to a client and they're like, that just changed everything. Like a single sentence, like a thought that popped into my head, and they're like, that just changed everything. And they'll go and implement it, and then their whole business blows up. Like that's what I love is you just never know what you're gonna say that could be the thing that changes someone's life.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I'm happy that women like you are out there and supporting other women in that way. And you are a boss babe, no? And when you're running a business like that, you're very much in your masculine energy. How do you make
Yeah.
sure that, and this is what I'm all about. I mean, the name of the podcast is The Feminine Way, and I'm all about as women having this healthy balance. And I come from a
Yeah.
business background. For me, when I was like running the show, I was very much in my masculine and I forgot about my feminine. And I literally just blocked myself for many years. How do you make sure that you have this healthy balance? And did you experience in one moment that you were out of balance? I'm just very curious.
You know what's interesting to me is I don't ever remember being in my feminine until 2020. And so I was like in my 30s. So I don't remember ever being in my feminine at all. It was never modeled to me. I never had people in my life, like my mom, my sister, like nobody was, everyone was in their masculine all the time. And so I discovered the coaching industry in 2015, but I surrounded myself with mentors, whether they were female or male, they were always masculine, like energetics wise. And so I just continued that. And then one day I discovered I think she called herself an energy healer at the time. And I remember just being so intrigued by her, but also very like, this is weird. This is not going to work. This doesn't matter. But I was so captivated by her that I was like, I'm just gonna hire her. And I don't know why. I'm just gonna hire her and I'm gonna see what happens. And that changed the game for me because what I really learned from her was that I don't feel things. I don't let myself feel things because I was constantly moving on to the next action item on my to-do list. So she taught me one of the weirdest things, but beneficial things was go and scream in the forest. Just go stand in the forest and scream. I was like, you are a weird person, but okay. But And I didn't do it because I didn't want to freak anyone out, but I screamed in my house. So I was like, I'm just going to let one out and scream. And I just remember that feeling of like, I just released years and years and years and years and years of just trauma. And it was just gone. And I was like, okay, she's onto something here. And then my next business mentor, who's the mentor I work with now, is like 99.9% energetics. Like she does not really lean into strategy at all. And so a lot of times now my conversations around, you know, that the feminine energetics and making sure I'm staying in my feminine in addition to the masculine is through those conversations.
Wow, that's so beautiful. Wow. And what is the biggest asset you have had out of this new found feminine in your life?
Fun, actually having fun in my life. That was the biggest thing, is I wouldn't let myself have fun because I thought I had to earn the right to fun. I had to accomplish a certain goal, and my goals were always so big that I could never possibly ever hit them. So therefore, I never got to have fun. It was, you need to keep working because you
You
haven't
were
done it
very
yet.
serious. You were very serious.
Yeah, in a detrimental way.
Ooh. And tell me what is, I mean, fun, like playful or doing silly or weird
All
or
of it, all of
oh,
it, all of it. Like playful, and even just in the sense of like, okay, I'm gonna go play with my kids, you know, when they were a lot younger, like go to the park with the kids. I was like, no, I can't do that. I got to work. I can't do that. I got to do this. And so I wouldn't let myself just have fun and just spend time with friends and family and just not have my phone glued to my face. Like it was stuff like that that I wouldn't let myself do. But then there was the side of, and one of my friends reflected this to me. She said, you've lost your crude, it was like your crude personality or something. Because I'm very much into like dirty jokes and very inappropriate jokes at like inappropriate moments. And she's like, where'd that go? Like, you're boring now. I was like, you're right. Like I let that go. I don't know why. And so I brought that back, and it just brought a lot more laughter into my life, which I realized was missing.
so you brought back also your dirty jokes?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
You do that in your containers or you do that in your private life?
I do it everywhere, all over. Yeah.
Beautiful. I like that. I don't know. Something weird that we women were not, I mean, it is something we have to awaken again, no? To make jokes and be playful and be silly. And
Yeah.
somehow we became all so serious, especially
I
the,
know.
the entrepreneurs one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think serious, like being serious, there's a time and a place to be serious, of course, but that doesn't mean that we have to drop the fun and drop the playfulness and drop that side of ourselves. Cause then what's the point if we're just going through the motions?
Yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking maybe we should just schedule, being playful, like every day, 1 hour, 2 hours, and just be playful. And every day you have
Yeah.
to do something different.
Yeah, I did something like that. I didn't necessarily schedule like go and do something and have fun, because to me that would have been like, well, what do I do? And I would have been in my head too much. So it was more like go watch a funny video or go listen to some like ridiculous song that's like just, a joke. Like go do something like that. It's just a few minutes. And it would just get me laughing. My goal was to just laugh more. And that was kind of the catalyst.
Yeah. I like that to laugh. But for me, it already helps to bring my mouth in like a laughing position.
Yes.
Because otherwise when the corners of your mouth are a little bit down, it's like you
Mhm.
bring your whole energy down.
Agreed. Yeah.
And when I bring them up, like something is already, then it's easier to laugh and things are like just more fun, more nice.
Yeah. And it's such a simple thing to do, but we don't realize that we're doing it.
That's it. Well, and we also don't realize when we're not doing it.
Exactly.
I
Yep.
mean, I don't know about you, but I didn't even realize that I was not laughing so much anymore because I was just working my ass off and I became so serious and I had these major goals that I forgot somehow.
Yeah. That was me too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Till someone reminds you or something reminds you, like, oh no, I need to make more fun and do a little
Yeah.
bit crazy. And I used to, I was this little rebel and I love my rebel.
Yes, exactly. And I remember the one day I don't know what I did exactly, but I did something that I was like, this is the craziest thing I could do. This makes no sense. And it's silly and it's ridiculous, but I'm going to go do it. And I did it. And that was the day that I had my first ever $10,000 payment come in. I was like, oh my gosh, the more fun I have, the more money I make.
No way. And did
Yeah.
you make fun online or you made fun like in your
No,
life?
it was offline. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
offline.
Okay. So it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
not even connect. Well, it is connected, but it was not, you know what I mean? Not
exactly.
connected in that way.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a beautiful example. And I think, I mean, everyone is nowadays speaking about the feminine energetics and blah, blah, blah. But this is exactly what it is. Because we
Yeah.
are, from the core, we are this light, funny, conscious, juicy, beautiful beings.
Yeah.
Creative, flowy, sensual. And if we dare to bring that all in, hey, babe, do you have still dreams?
I don't think I'll ever not have dreams.
Mm, I
Oh,
like.
I've always got dreams, but they're never dreams that are tied to pressure, which they used to be. Now it's just, oh, I can't wait until one day I get to experience dot dot dot. It's more like that, more like an excited dream.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that.
Yeah, it feels lighter to me.
Is there something you want to ask me before we come to a closure?
I want to make sure if I ask something, it's juicy. Oh, okay. So, okay, I guess I'll keep this kind of on the same line. Is what's the last thing that you did to have fun? The
Oh,
last playful thing you did.
oh, wow. That's a good one. What's the last playful thing I did? The last playful thing I did that I was out. I just came from Ibiza. I was out in nature without my
Mm.
phone, running around, swimming in the sea, playing with the water, singing out loud. That's my new thing. I just like to sing. I go out in nature and I like to sing and make sounds, and so that's what I did.
Oh,
And
I love that.
yeah, and I try to do it every day. And I need to not force myself, but remind myself every day, because otherwise I'm
Yeah.
just trapped in life. Like the
Yeah.
days just, oh, I'll do it later. Oh no, I will play a little later. I'm not gonna play anymore. And my
Yeah.
newest thing is I like to play music instruments.
Mm.
Yeah,
What kind?
yeah. What kind? This is
Yeah.
a hang drum.
Oh, okay.
That's my
Very
newest
nice.
thing. Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
I set up in our basement a little recording studio because I was like, I'm finally going to record my singing. Because normally for me, I just walk around the house and sing. Maybe I'll go outside and sing. I'll take your cue. But I haven't recorded anything and I've been wanting to do it for years. So last week I actually set up partially this room in the basement to record something. So that's going to be my next play activity.
Wow. Well, that I admire. I mean, that's so beautiful. I wish I could sing because I really like to do it. Oh, I want to hear what is coming out.
Okay, I'll share it. I'll share it as soon as I do it. I have like this weird nervousness about it. I don't know why, because it's obviously just me recording it for myself right now. But there's this nervousness like I have to perform. So I gotta shake that first.
Wow. I'm very curious. That would be very beautiful. I mean, having the voice or being able to, I think that is such a gift.
Yes, definitely.
I,
Yeah. And I don't know if I have it. I think I have it, but I guess we'll find out.
then you have it. 100%. Then you have it. Then it's there. Well, I'm gonna wait for that. This is a beautiful closure, and promise us that you come back here,
Of course, I'd love it.
and then
Yes,
maybe
I would love it.
that's a good idea, and then maybe we can listen to something together.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you for your precious time, and thank you for being here with me and sharing your love, your energy, your bubbles, your beautiful character, and till we catch up again.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Have a great evening.